Introduction. Yummy! This food tastes so good. Do you know what happened to the food when it goes inside the body? No, but I want to know. Yes, sure. Our body has a huge network of various glands and the organs which absorbs essential nutrients from the food and discards the unimportant parts. It seems to be very interesting. Are you interested to know more about this digestive mechanism? Yes, students, today we will start a lesson Nutrition in Animals where you will come to know how our body digests the food we eat. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define digestive system, tell the parts of alimentary canal, learn about how the digestion happens in different parts of alimentary canal, explain digestion in grass-eating animals, discuss feeding and digestion in amoeba. We all know food is made up of complex substances like carbohydrate, proteins and fats. We can utilize these substances as starch, so it is broken into simpler substances. The breakdown of complex components of food into simpler substances is called digestion. Let's study digestion in human beings. You'll be wondered to know that the food inside the body passes through the alimentary canal or simply digestive tract. It contains of buccal cavity, food pipe or esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and the anus. Now, let us know what happens to the food in the different parts of digestive tracts. Breaking down of food occurs in two different ways: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is the physical breakdown of food when we chew the food with the teeth. Chemical digestion is the chemical breakdown of food into the molecules body can observe. Both types of digestion take place in mouth. Chemical digestion breaks food into smaller pieces as saliva in our mouth, produced by the salivary glands, causes the breakdown of starches into sugar. This process of taking food into the body is called ingestion. When food we eat becomes soft, then it is pushed into esophagus or food pipe. The esophagus is the long tube that runs from the neck to the chest. The movement of its wall forces the food to the stomach. The stomach is the widest part of the alimentary canal. It is a thick-walled bag with a flattened huge end. Inside the stomach, food is churned and mixed with digestive juices, including hydrochloric acid. These chemicals break down the proteins into simpler substances. A lining of mucus protects our stomach from after about 4 hours in stomach, food changes into chyme and goes into small intestine. The small intestine is the longest part of our digestive system. It is about 7.5 meters long and highly coiled in structure. It is the part where most of the nutrients of food are absorbed. Liver and pancreas also joins the digestion. Liver secretes bile juice stored in gallbladder and helps the digestion of fat, whereas pancreatic juice breaks down proteins and carbohydrates. After that, partially digested food reaches to small intestine and intestinal juice break down carbohydrates into simple sugars such as glucose, fats into fatty acid and glycerol and proteins into amino acids and complete the digestion of the food. Now the digested food passes into bloodstreams. We call this process absorption. Well, there are small finger-like projections called villi lining the inside of a small intestine. Do you know the interesting part of villi? It increases the surface area of the absorption of digested food. The absorbed substance are transported by the blood vessels to different organs of the body to build complex substances such as proteins. This is called assimilation. When chyme gets into the large intestine, it absorbs most of the water and some salts out of the digested food. This process is very important because the recovering of water keeps us safe from getting dehydrated. Once of the water is gone, solid waste move to the last part of the large intestine called rectum, and the fecal matters is removed through the anus. This is called egestion. So, this way the human digestion completes. Have you observed a cow chewing continuously even if it is not eating? What happens then? It quickly swallows the grass and stores it in rumen. Here, the food gets partially digested and called cud. Later, the cud returns to the mouth in small lumps and the animal chews it. This process is called rumination, and these kinds of animals are called ruminants. You will be surprised to know that there are certain organisms which don't have mouth and digestive system, yet they digest food. This organism is amoeba, which is found in ponds, is single-celled, and you can't see it with naked eyes. It has cell membrane, rounded nucleus and vacuoles in its cytoplasm. Amoeba changes its shape and position constantly by pushing out finger-like projections called pseudopodia or false feet and captures some microorganism as its food. The food becomes trapped into the food vacuoles and digestive juice acts on the food to break it down into simpler substances. Finally, the undigested food is expelled outside by the vacuoles. By this, you can say that all the animals has same basic process of digestion. Check your knowledge. You can select the correct option and put it into the blanks. Summary. Let's summarize what we have learned. The breakdown of complex component of food into simpler substances is called digestion. Alimentary canal consists of buccal cavity, food pipe or esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and the anus. Digestion of carbohydrates like starch begins in buccal cavity. The digestion of protein starts in stomach. The bile secreted from the liver, the pancreatic juice from the pancreas and digestive juice from the intestinal wall complete the digestion of all components of food in a small intestine. The absorbed substance are transported to the different parts of the body. Water and some salt are absorbed from undigested food in large intestine. Undigested food is expelled out as feces through anus. The grazing animals like cows are known as ruminants. Thus, quickly swallow their leafy food and stores it in rumen. Later, food returns to mouth in small lumps and they chew. Amoeba ingests its food with help of its false feet or pseudopodia, and the food is digested in the food vacuoles. Hope you have learned.